Hopsin, what's good?
What's up, man? Everything's good. Can't complain over here.
Now, you've been on Vlad TV before, but this is the first time I'm actually doing the interview myself. So,
Yeah. First time meeting you, so
no
pleasure
doubt.
to meet you.
Welcome. You had a tweet a while back, which I thought was kind of interesting. You were talking about something else, but at one point you said, I'm a self-made millionaire, own my own label, and have a beautiful house and girlfriend.
Yeah. That's true.
It's a pretty big statement right there.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, especially me coming from Panorama City, not many people get to see those type of things and see the things that I've seen. So, yeah, I'm very thankful.
Was this something that, like, as a kid, you said, all right, like, I'm going to be a millionaire when I grow up, and I'm going to have a big house, and I'm going to have a beautiful girlfriend, and have my own company and everything else like that, or did it sort of evolve over time?
As a kid, and I don't know if you felt this way as a kid, but everybody always says these words like, when I'm grown and I'm rich one day, when I have $1 million one day, this and that. Like, everybody just always assumes they're gonna reach that point. But I've always been aware, like, I had to do something to make me reach that point, So I always pictured myself being wealthy and, being able to travel the world. I didn't know how, if it was gonna be through skateboarding, through acting, through doing voiceovers for cartoons or animation or music. I didn't know what it was gonna be, but I knew it was gonna be one of those things. And when I was around 14 years old, I just realized that it was more than likely going to be music that took me to that level. And I knew within myself that I wasn't gonna stop until I, found out the formula that worked for me to allow me to reach that point of success that I wanted to be at. And and I'm at a level now, where I'm very comfortable. I'm good. I found my flow. I found my lane. There's still levels that I want to reach, but yeah, since I was a younger kid, I kind of had an idea that this was all going to be my life because I just couldn't see myself working at McDonald's.
Yeah. Well, I think it's important because I think everybody wants to be rich. Nobody says, I aspire to be poor and barely scraping by.
Yeah.
But I think that, like, I remember as a kid saying, okay, like, this is something that I'm working on every day. This is something I really want, and I'm going to start as early as possible, and I'm going to keep trying to figure shit out. And I just think that you have to start early, and it has to be a serious drive. It can't just be something that sounds cool.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what a lot of people get twisted, and I see a lot of people who are in like high school or even their early college days that everybody keeps telling them, oh, you got time. But like, I'm 30 years old now, and this is the time that it happened for me, off of me working on it since I was 14. You know what I'm saying? So it depends. I mean, and everybody's life is different. So I'm not saying it has to. There's no time. There's no age that success has to come at. It's just. But I'm under the impression that I don't have time because I look at it as I'm only getting older. So and I'm aware that it's going to take a good 8 to 10 years, maybe 15 years for something to really work out realistically, to put all that work into something. So I just started when I was 14. I just became aware, and I was like, I'm just gonna keep going until this day. Rapping's been my thing every single day.
Well, at what age did you become a millionaire?
At what age? Like 28, 27, 28. Yeah.
That's what's up. So in your 20s, in your late 20s,
late
you became
20s.
a millionaire.
Yeah.
A self-made millionaire with your own company.
Yep.
So how did you end up starting Funk Volume?
Started it in, like, it was originally my rap name. So, I mean, Hopsin has always been my rap name. And then the Hopsin thing wasn't working for me, but this is just fresh out of high school. I didn't have any clue what was going on with music. So I was like, man, I need something that's just gonna be different. So I was gonna turn myself into this little, like, Adidas backpacking MC break dancer type dude. So Funk Volume, I thought that was the perfect name for me. And I was just gonna be on some b-boy type shit. And I made a few songs under the name of Funk Volume. The songs were horrible. And that, then this was like in 2006, 2007. So that didn't work out, but then I was just like, man, I think Funk Volume would actually be a dope label name. And, I just went back to Hopsin, and I just started, I went to the mall in Panorama City. There's a swap meet up there in Panorama City, and I would get these t-shirts made with Funk Volume printed on it, and me and all my homies from the neighborhood who rapped, we'd always rep Funk Volume and walk around with the t-shirts on and just have a little crew. And this is way before like the Funk Volume that the world knows. There was members of Funk Volume that I don't know what they're doing in life now, but they were part of it way back in the day. So yeah, started as a rap name, and then I wanted to make it into a label. And then I've known Swizz, who he was part of the label. He went to high school with me, and that's where I met him at, in a little freestyle cipher. And we started rapping together. And then he, over time, he asked if he could be a part of it, and I said, of course, why not? It'd be dope to have him on the team. And then me and him just started rocking with it. It turned to just me and him being on Funk Volume. And then he wanted to bring his brother in, and that was around 2008, I think. And his brother came in. He wanted to add structure to what we were doing. And then from there, we just started kind of putting out mixtapes and albums and building the name.
So, at what point did Damien Ritter come in?
He came in 2008. That's Swizz's brother, Damien.
Oh, that's
Ritter.
his brother.
Yeah, Swizz's brother, Damien Ritter. Yeah.
Okay.
Bad. Yeah, so that was 2008.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And how did it work out? Were you guys all equal partners, or?
Yeah, we were equal partners. So I remember the first meeting that we had, and this was like 2008ish. We because he said he wanted to help out. So me, him, and Swizz, we met at Swizz's house at the kitchen table, and we were talking about like the splits and how we're gonna do everything. And Dame had asked me he was like, so what do I envision? Like, how do I see the percentage thing going? And I told him more like, in an 80-20 split with, as far as ownership goes. And he said if it was gonna be that, then it's not gonna be worth his time, and he's not gonna be able to invest all of his time into it, and he's gonna have to do other things. And he wanted more, he wanted 50-50. And so, me being kind of I guess you could say an ignorant, stupid artist at the time, where all I just was focusing on is rap and not the business side, I agreed. And we, so then from there on out, we started putting out music, and, we were splitting everything in half.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys had a big fallout recently.
Yes, we did.
You made a diss song about him.
Yeah.
Ill Mind 8.
Yeah.
It was interesting making a diss song about someone who doesn't actually rap themselves. So it's not like he's going to do a diss song back.
Yeah. It wasn't, and it wasn't. It's not. I wasn't making any intentions. I make songs about my life, so that's a situation of my life. It's just my diary. So if I'm not. I don't make it. I didn't word it in a way where I'm lyrically trying to demolish him in a way lyrically. I would just stating the facts of what I went through. So, I mean, yeah, people make songs about their life. That's what.
Okay.
That's what it was.
So you compared him to Jerry Heller.
Yes.
You said he had gambling problems.
Yes.
There was, I guess, you mentioned some conflict of interest, being that he was a manager, owner, and accountant.
Yep.
And I guess there were some issues with money.
Yes, a lot of issues with money.
Okay. How long ago did this song come out?
The song came out about a week ago.
About a week ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
On the 8th of March.
Have you talked to him since the song came out?
I haven't talked to him since December.
Okay. Have you talked to anyone who got his reaction from this song?
Nobody's specific. I don't think anybody who is around him would tell me his reaction. I mean, all I see is what everybody else sees online.
Okay.
So I don't know what his facial expression was.
Okay. But basically, this is your business partner.
Yeah.
And when things fall apart, everyone points the finger at each other. But I don't think that you could deny that you guys actually had quite a bit of success together.
Oh, yeah, we definitely had success together, yes, for sure.
And I mean, can you honestly say that this guy did not contribute to any of that success?
He contributed, but what he contributed was, not what he thinks he contributed. So he thinks he contributed a lot more than what he did do.
What did he do? If you look at the significant things that he did, what was that?
Okay, so let's just, for example, I've had an assistant, Jamie, who's been my assistant for the past 4 years, and she, she started working with me, helping me out with things that I needed. But then she also started helping out with Funk Volume, helping with touring, helping with setting up the merchandise, anything Funk Volume needed. But Dame always claimed that he was so valuable. Now Jamie, she doesn't come from the music world whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
The moment Funk Volume split and we separated, instantly Jamie took over his role and does it flawlessly. She has no experience in the music industry other than what she's learned from, being around me and just Funk Volume. But so instantly, and this is why, because it's just sending emails. It's just playing a middleman. Going, if someone says, "Hey, I want Hopsin to do a show," he goes, "Okay, let me ask Hopsin." But it's just playing that middleman. It's just it's just. Yeah, it's just.
But she's had 4 years learning how to do this.
No. But what I'm saying is, it's something that it's a very simple task. It's as simple as just staying on top of phone calls and emailing. There is no, there's nothing more to it. It's not him being in the studio with me, helping me with the beats. It's not him coming up with marketing plans, going, "Hey, wear these white contacts here. Do this because this might help your brand." It's nothing like that.
Okay.
It was all just as simple as just like when you hire somebody at McDonald's to work the cash register. That you
right, but at the time, you did not have the money to hire somebody. When you were first started, you didn't have the money to hire someone who had the the expertise on how to do this.
Yeah.
He came in as a partner and basically did it for free until the money came in, and then it got split.
Yeah.
I mean, is that a fair
No.
assessment?
Now when he came in, him providing the structure, providing the money to build the website is very, very beneficial because I didn't have the money to make a website or anything like that. So yes, him in the early stages, very beneficial. I will say that. So I don't want to say
because
he was useful. He was useful in those stages, but he maxed out.
Right.
And he was taking too much when he maxed out, and that's where the
Fair
issue
enough.
comes in.
Because you could honestly say, had you not hooked up with him, there is a chance that Funk Volume as a label may never have happened.
I would have still happened regardless. Like the Hopsin would have happened.
Right, but Funk Volume as a label.
Funk Volume because it's because when you have a label, I mean it's two things. If you're a rapper and so Funk Volume, him staying on top of the Facebook posts and all that stuff and posting on Twitter and keeping the maintenance or having somebody keep the maintenance up on the website and all that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Dizzy actually defended Damien and said that you overlooked all that he did for the label. Mm-hmm. You heard that?
That was a Facebook post that he made, correct?
I believe so.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do you disagree with that?
Completely disagree. I would tell you this: Dizzy knows nothing about what he's talking about with this situation, 100%, and I would tell you why. I'm going to use the McDonald's reference. What does if things are going on behind the scenes with the McDonald's corporation? What does the cashier know? They're not gonna, if someone says McDonald's is poisoning these people because of the fries and there's this toxin in the fries, the cashier's not gonna know. He's gonna be like, bro, I just get paid my paycheck. Mm-hmm. Dizzy's never seen any of the behind the scenes statements of the money that's been coming in or anything. He's never seen that. So how could he? So his opinion on this is completely irrelevant unless he's looked at the back end, and sat with the accountants and all this and seen what I've seen. So, I'm just saying he doesn't know. So this is because he wasn't owner. He wasn't owner of the label. He didn't see what I saw. It just comes down to that. So,
well, businesses move and change, and the industry changes and so forth. Was there a point where you're like, something? I appreciate everything that was done up to this point, but now the business is a little bit different. Your role is a little bit different. Instead of 50-50, let's do this percentage instead, or let's maybe restructure things this way, where you take this, I take that, whatever else, as opposed to saying, Funk Volume's over, fuck everybody.
Well, no, the thing, I didn't just out the blue, I didn't just reach the point where I just blew up like that. It wasn't. That's not what it was at all. So I was thinking of solutions. So in September, I come to the conclusion that Damien was not the best manager for me, and especially with the money that he was getting. He just wasn't. But it wasn't because of the money. It was more because of the moves.
Yeah.
Now,
And that happens a lot once artists get big. I mean, artists start
Yeah.
out with one manager, they get to a certain point.
Yeah, and
you
it's
know,
just
CAA comes in and says, okay, we'll handle it to the next stage here.
yeah,
so
and it's
forth.
just because I just felt like I was doing a lot and I wasn't, and I just felt like my career could be in a stronger place that it wasn't in, but I think he maxed out on what he could do for me. So just the fact that I even brought up a new manager and for him to not only get defensive, start disrespecting me, that's when it became an issue. And it was on numerous occasions where he started doing this, and that's where that hurt me that he would say that, because his reaction was when I said I want a new manager, it was what is the new manager going to do? I don't see how that's going to help you, and you don't even work hard at all, Hop. He would tell me I don't work hard, and
he actually said in an interview that that's why he thinks that Funk Volume broke up, because he told you that you don't work hard enough.
no, but the thing is, if like, okay, what would you do if I called you a name right now, and let's just say right now you're like, look, I get it, you're mad, Hop, it's all good, and then I came back next week, did it again, and then you said, look, Hop, come on, bro, I'm trying to be cool with you, don't do that, and then third time, you're gonna punch me in the face, or you're gonna say you're never allowed in here ever again. It's gonna be one of those, because you're a grown man and I'm a grown man, so you're gonna look me in the eye, you're gonna say, I've told you 2 other times not to do this, and you've come in and you've done it. So that clearly means that you don't respect me. So it's not even a matter. So I understand why you did it the first time, I was cool. I understood the second time, but now you did it in front of the whole crew, and it's the third time, and Dizzy Wright told you not to do it, and you still did it. So that means there's something in him that's like, I just gotta say it no matter, like, I just can't fight it. And because everybody knew that was my breaking point, that was going to be my breaking point if he said it again, and he says it in such a tone that's just belittling, like it's not on some, like, I understand, I have homies who go, look, Hop, that song wasn't that dope, you could have went harder on it, I'm just giving my honest opinion. And sometimes it will hurt, but they say it in a way where it's trying to make me better. He slapped me in the face, kicked me to the ground, spitting on me like that. That's what it was. So, and I don't need that. I don't need that energy around me. I don't need that energy.
So you disagree? You feel that you do work hard enough?
Oh, I do work hard. I completely work hard. And I know Dizzy's argument was saying maybe Damien Ritter in a different way. If he said it on 3 occasions and he's not clear in which way he said it, and he just says that, I mean, come on now. What do you want me to do? And the fact is, I'm paying this guy's bills, like in a major way, and I'm not just giving him chump change. Like
He's a 50-50 partner.
No. Now we haven't gone into the money that he's been taking. This is where it stems from. So the money that he's been, he takes unfair amounts of money from me. That's what he's doing in the past. Even on the tour that we were doing, he would not pay the artists for the meet and greets that they did. We had meet and greets where we do like 100 meet and greets every single day for like 60 days, and the artists weren't getting paid for these meet and greets at all. They were getting no money for the meet and greets.
I mean, but were they being paid by the store or whatever to do the meet and greet?
No.
Okay.
No, they're only getting paid the show money.
Right, exactly.
Which was, yeah, so they're getting paid the show money. They're doing the meet and greets. Now, I was getting paid for the meet and greets, but no one was looking out for them. And what sucks about it all is that they're all gonna stay quiet about it, because they're playing the nice role. They're all gonna play the, oh, Dame is not, because they don't get it. But that's not the energy. I promise you, that's not the energy they had on tour. And I'm not a liar. I'm not a liar at all. These guys had completely different energy. Now, they weren't talking about turning on Dame, but they were literally, all of them were literally like, yo, if I'm not getting paid for these meet and greets, I'm not doing it. Like if he's, and then I told them the breakdown of the meet and greets, and they're like, what? And then and to know that Dame was gonna get money from these meet and greets and they weren't.
Dame was getting money from the meet and greets?
Yes, he was getting money from the meet and greets.
Okay.
Which is completely ridiculous. Which is completely ridiculous, because for him to be getting paid more money for them doing the meet and greets, and Dame is profiting off of this, completely ridiculous.
Okay, so the label's done.
Label's done.
What's going to happen with the assets?
Now, that's still in the air right now. That's still in the air. We're trying to figure that out.
There's albums that are out that are selling that will, if they get picked up, and there's publishing associated with the albums.
Yeah.
So you're not sure what's going to happen with that?
Well, we're trying to figure out a split, but now this is the thing. The reason I didn't want to drop that Illmind 8 track, I wasn't going to do that. But as an artist, you know, when time goes by, I feel like, you know, my buzz is dying down, and I was aware that I can't really step back out into the world without people. The first question that they would ask is just, what happened to Funk Volume? And for me to not be able to be vocal on that was going to bother me. So I kept playing the game. I'm like, okay, January 1st comes, talking to the lawyers, like, look, we should have this thing done in a few weeks. I'm like, okay, cool. A few weeks passes. It's not settled. And this is all on his end. He wants to do the most. And I can understand why, because he knows that, I mean, I made 85, 90% of the money in the company, so he knows that if I'm gone, I mean, it's a serious thing in his life, because yeah, I mean, how is he going to make money? How is he going to make the type of money that he was making? So he has to eat. I mean, and he can do that through Dizzy Wright or Jarren Benton or whatever artist he gets, but he has to build that up though. So he was stalling on it, and I had no income. I have money. You know, I already have money saved up and everything, but I wasn't making any income at all off of merch, off of album sales, off of anything, off of YouTube, nothing, because that was all frozen. So every day just kept bothering me, and it was making me more upset, because I just wanted it to be over and done with, and the fact that it just kept dragging out was just pissing me off. So January went by, nothing was done. February went by, nothing was done. March comes around, I'm upset now, and I had to do the Illmind 8 thing.
Okay, so the artists, Jarren Benton and
Dizzy Wright and
Swizz, where are they going? Are they gonna go with him? They're gonna go with you? Is it gonna be a new a new record label formed?
I don't know what they're doing over there. I have no idea. So they're not with me. So
okay, they're staying with him.
But they're not. I'm not saying they're staying with him. I know Dizzy's staying with him. Dizzy's staying with him. Jarren, he's kind of doing his own thing. Swizz, I mean, he wasn't really around too much, like even when Funk Volume was around, so I'm not sure what he's going to do. I offered my help out to all of them, whether they just need funding for videos, for tour, just off of love. Even if you know, I don't even really care about, you know, making money off of them. I just said, look, if you need $4,000 or $5,000, $10,000 to fund something, just let me know. I got you. It's no problem. So, and that's just off of love, off of just them being like my brothers. So, but yeah, they're so Dizzy's rolling with Dame. Swizz, I don't know what he's doing. Jarren, he's doing his own thing. But I always reach my hand out to them if they need it.
Recently, well, not recently, maybe like 6-7 months back, we interviewed Horseshoe Gang.
Yeah.
And they said that they killed Funk Volume.
It was a respectable battle, you know what I'm saying? Like, they mentioned how we don't got as much popularity and fans as they do, and they're right. And we mentioned...
We're top ramen niggas.
Exactly.
I'm saying we top ramen. Yeah, we're top ramen niggas.
Even though we won the battle.
Yeah. What's your take on that?
They didn't kill Funk Volume. It was a fun battle.
Yeah.
It was a fun battle. It's crazy. Things kind of went too far. I don't know their background like that, so I know it got too far. I was like, oh shit, I went too far. Where Crooked Eye, they all threatened to come to my show, and I didn't know what was gonna happen. I was like, fuck, dude, because I made this. Everything had died at this point, so everything was dead. But then I saw a fan at a show, and this was just like 2 months into the tour we did. The Horseshoe Gang was like two or 3 months ago. It was all done. But then a fan just had a shirt that just said "Fuck Horseshoe Gang," and I thought it was funny because it was like, oh, he was following the whole little thing we did. And then so I took a picture of him and posted it on Instagram. Crooked Eye got mad because I didn't realize that, because you know it was just a funny moment where I didn't realize it. He got mad where he was texting Dame. Then I texted him like, yo man, what's going on? Because I saw that he was really upset by it, and yeah, he was on some. It turned to some gangster shit real quick.
Oh, did it?
And I'm not about that. Like, yeah, and I didn't, you know, that's not my world at all. So he was and I made the post, and I was like, fuck. And I was talking to all the dudes. I was like, man, should I take it down? They're like, hell no, you posted that shit, don't take it down. And I was like, man, I don't know, man, I ain't about that life like that. Like they threatened to come to my show and shit. Like on my LA show, I'm like, dude, I'm not trying to be I'm not trying to be cool guy, and they're like, man, you look like a bitch if you take it down. I'm like, bro, this is beyond rap. I'm gonna look I don't know what. That's not my world. So I was just like, dude, I was just like, fuck. Like it, cause the homies are always gonna be like, they're gonna hype you up and put you with some shit that you want to be in. I'm like, and then
when the shit go down, the homies ain't always gonna be.
Yeah, no, yeah. So I was like, man, I don't know, I didn't know how to feel about it, cause Crooked Eye, he was clearly expressing like an anger on a whole, and that was out of hip hop, and I didn't know where he was trying to take it.
Crooked Eye is a friend of mine.
Yeah, I've been cool with him in the past, so this was a new energy where I was like, okay, I definitely struck the wrong chord.
Okay,
in this
so he was saying what, that they were going to show up at your show?
No, he was just saying he would just text me the day they're gonna show. He was like, we're gonna be at the show, and I was like,
oh,
damn.
so he's like, this is your show in LA.
Yeah,
we gonna be there.
Yeah, go be there. And then I don't know what to expect. So I'm like, man. So then that night I was just thinking like, dude. I was hitting him up like, yo, if it's on some rap shit, I'm all about that, but it ain't. That's not. And this is all through text. I'm like, yo, but I'm not about that gangster shit or whatever you're trying to do. I just had no fucking idea.
Okay.
So then the next day, I talked to one of my homies. He was like, look, bro, you just gotta be real with yourself. I mean, only you know what you're capable of. You don't listen to nobody else. You know who you are, what you're capable of. If they gonna bring that energy to you, you know who you are more than anybody else. And he's like, just be real with yourself. He was like, and he like, from the outside looking in, you're Hopsin, you're a skateboarder from the San Fernando Valley, you ain't got no goons, you got like, what do you, like you're not really about the life. And I'm like, you're absolutely right. So then, I texted him, I was like, look, bro. And I knew what would fix that is an apology. And the night prior to that, when he was getting upset, I wasn't giving him that and it's not that I was against it. I just, the homies like, nah, fuck that, don't delete that shit. Mm-hmm. But then I hit him, I was like, look, bro, it's all good. I apologize. I shouldn't have did that. I got carried away. I didn't think about it from your perspective, whatever. Yeah, I said I apologize. And he said, cool. Everything's all good. So that was the
end of that.
Yeah, that was the end of it. Yeah.
Crooked Eye is a reasonable dude, also.
Yeah. No, that just. It was a reality check for me as well to know, because sometimes I go too overboard with shit, and I know that from the outside looking in, he saw that. He was like, okay, the whole this stuff went down, which is cool. I'm sure it was fun on their end as well, but it was dead, and I brought it back to life by posting it, and yeah, so I can understand I can understand from his side how that looked.
Sure.
Yeah, it looked like I was just a hothead who just fooling myself, and that's not what it was coming off as. I just didn't look at it from his perspective.
So you put out the song No Words.
Mm-hmm.
And you said, rap today fucking sucks bad. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. These fools ain't spitting no type of dope shit, but that's not even the bad part. They're not even saying words anymore.
Yes. And
then you proceeded to do a rap that sounded like a mix between Future and Young Thug.
And a lot of rappers sound like that. I mean, I think everybody's on the auto-tune thing where that's just damn near the music industry now.
But it seemed like the style was kind of Future, Young Thuggish. I mean, would you tend to agree?
I wouldn't agree. I mean, it just is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It wasn't specific. It's not trying to call any rapper out. That wasn't the objective of the song. It was just to, I just hear a lot of trap music, and they're using the auto-tune verses and all that. So it just has that feel to it.
Well, you talked about at one point, it was an interview, was it in XXL, I think, where you talked about ATL Rappers.
Mm-hmm.
You said go bar for bar, put somebody a cappella, play one of their acapellas, look at the lyrics, they ain't changing nobody's life, they ain't doing nothing, they're not impressing anybody, it's just the beats.
Yes, and I said this is ATL Rappers.
Yeah.
What year did I say that? Was this recently? I say a lot of shit. And do you know?
Yeah, I'll look it up. XXL. This was in 2013.
2013.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I still feel that way lyrically. I mean, what the difference between me now is I don't think I would have targeted ATL like that. That's what I was curious. Too. But as far as the whole,
because you started out that part, you said Atlanta might be making moves and all that, but it doesn't mean that they're dope.
Yeah, and I've realized over the past few years, music evolves, or I mean, I personally think it's devolved in some ways, but yeah, a lot of this trap music, I mean, it's just the beats. It really is. So, I mean, I still stand by what I said as far as you take a lot of these guys acapellas and just play them, they're not going to be anything special. But I wouldn't have specifically, what I said if I targeted Atlanta, that was me on my mad rapper shit. I don't give a fuck the whole industry. I don't give a fuck about anything.
Because there actually are some lyrical rappers that come out of Atlanta.
Well, Jarren Benton he's on my, there
you go.
Yeah.
I mean, Jeezy, Andre 3000, 2 Chainz, T.I., Killer Mike. These are all lyrical rappers. Some people would tend to disagree about 2 Chainz. I personally feel 2 Chainz is lyrical.
Okay. Well,
you know?
Yeah. I mean, everybody's entitled to their own opinion.
You don't agree?
I know what you're trying to do.
No, I'm asking. We talking. I feel 2 Chainz lyrical.
Hey, I feel he's one of the greatest lyricists of all time. You know, I think he's right up there with Andre 3000, to be honest. So, yeah.
You don't think 2 Chainz says some shit? I mean, because here's what I consider, a lyricist. I think sometimes things get lost in the subject matter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if you talk about selling crack all the time, you feel like, okay, maybe this person ain't as lyrical, whatever. But to me, a lyricist, when he says something, you say, wow, like I wouldn't have thought to put the words together like that myself.
I agree. And in a clever way, but yeah.
In a clever way.
Yeah.
They're able to put words together that you'd say, wow, like I would not have been able to do that.
Yeah.
You know, when you look at the great lyricists, you know what I mean? Like when you look at a Rakim, it's like, okay, the way he put the shit together, you know, and you could be talking about, the genre doesn't really matter. To me, at least. And this is just all my opinion. I don't care whether you're conscious, whether you're ignorant, whether you're, you know, pro whatever. You know, only certain people know how to put shit together.
Yeah.
You know, Ice Cube had the most ignorant shit ever, but I would say Ice Cube is a lyricist. Would you?
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? But you know, 30 people got killed on each one of his songs, you know, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Like I said, I personally feel that 2 Chainz lyrical.
Yeah.
I feel like the stuff he puts together is clever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. For that world that he's in, yeah, it's very, very clever. It's catchy.
You know, is it Eminem? No. But he's also not trying to be Eminem.
Yeah. No, and as you know, I've matured a lot since my earlier stuff that when I first came out. So I've learned to appreciate, you know, the different type of genres within hip hop itself. Yeah. And that's something that I wasn't doing when I first came out. I was just all about the way I rapped and my style. If they didn't have my style, fuck them. It was, I was just all about my perspective only. But now, you know, that I'm understanding a lot more. You know, I'm around a lot more people. I get to hear different perspectives. So, you know, everybody who is in the rap game, they're not trying to be that crazy lyrical, insane wordsmith that's putting things together in such mind-boggling ways where you're like, whoa, they're fucking my head up. Some people are just like, I want to, you know, they want to be a club rapper, where they just want to make people rock out to the music and say things that people can chant and just have little catchphrases, and that's the type of rapper that they genuinely want to be. And I can now understand that because, you know, I've matured more. Like I said, I've been going to different places, meeting new different people, talking with different artists, and it, you know, I was so boxed into the way I was thinking. Now, do I have my own personal definition of what real hip hop is? Yes, but I've learned to appreciate the others as well.
Sure. In the same article, you talked about Trinidad James.
What did I say about him?
You said Trinidad James is the most garbage piece of rapper that has ever existed on the face of the earth.
Oh God, old Hopsin is crazy.
We helped break Trinidad James. All Gold Everything was a song that actually came out on the Vlad TV YouTube channel, and I think it got like close to 15 million views by the time Def Jam signed him and had to take it down or whatever else. I thought All Gold Everything was a dope ass song.
You know, like I said, these are this was 2013, right? When I was saying this stuff. I mean, that was a few years ago. You know, I've gone through a lot of stuff in my life. Do I still think that? I mean, as far as my definition of personal hip hop, I still have the same views on it, but I wouldn't have said that about Trinidad James today if you had him not brought the past up. You asked me what I think of him. I wouldn't have glorified him, but I wouldn't have said what I said. Like I said, I was in such a box at that moment in time where I only saw my lane.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
You know, because Trinidad James, I think that song may have gone platinum.
Yeah.
And actually, a piece of that song ended up on a song that won a Grammy for Uptown Funk.
Yeah.
So now he's a co-writer on a Grammy-winning song, and you know.
Yeah. I mean,
do I think that Trinidad James is one of the top lyricists? No.
Yeah.
You know, are there a lot of songs from Trinidad James that I really fuck with? Not so much. I mean, but that song, you know, I just feel like people sometimes downgrade the ability to make a hit.
Yeah, it's just I think the idea of a hit has been downgraded in itself.
You think?
Just all the way from what I feel. Just as far as hip hop records go, I just don't.
There's lots of really simple, what a lot of people consider whack songs in hip hop that have been hits from the very beginning. Whoop, there it is. Like, you know what I mean? You're not gonna sit there and say like, yo, they said some shit and whoop, there it is, yo.
I mean, I still think I still think the music industry is flooded. So right now we have 1,000 whoop, there it is songs instead of just that one song. So
because you have the internet now.
No, yeah. I mean, whatever it is, whatever it is that's making it everybody feel comfortable putting these songs out, whether it's the internet and, you know, social media, the fact is it still is that. So if there's 1,000 songs that are like whoop, there it is, and that don't have the crazy lyrical ability, I mean, I'm still, from the outside looking in, I'm still gonna say that, you know, a lot of these songs are just not popping in my opinion. But, you know, I understand times change. Times always change. Even from the music that I grew up listening to, I'm sure there's an old school rapper who's like, I don't like music now. I like it back when you know, they like it back when they started listening to it. And
I mean, I just feel like it's dangerous. I mean, at least I'm, you know, this is just my personal opinion.
Yeah,
it's dangerous to say all the new shit sucks. I'm just gonna keep listening to a bunch of old stuff until I die. Like, you know what I mean? To not absorb the new hot shit. You know, like for example, like, you know, I'm on my way here. You know, I was listening to internet radio on my car, and the Kodak Black Skirt came on. Have you heard that song before?
No, I'm not familiar with that song.
It's like a bubbling.
It's like a party,
party song.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, okay, like. I see where this kid is going with this. Like,
Yeah.
I could see how it's a catchy chorus and how he was able to use his voice with the beat and everything else like that.
Yeah.
Is it, you know, it's not Rakim. It's not you know, the Jizza.
Yeah.
It's you know what I mean?
It's
not Royce the 5'9".
And like I said,
cool,
I mean,
it's a, you know, party song.
And I'm sure that artist, they're not trying to be like Royce the 5'9" or Rakim. They're doing like what they did in that song. That's what they're trying to do.
That's
and
what
become.
they're trying to do. Yeah.
And no, I've learned to appreciate stuff like that now. You know, I didn't do that in the past, but you know, there's a lot of songs that I like now that I wouldn't have liked 2 years ago or 3 years ago.
Listen up, because we need help to keep putting out the show you love for free every week. Look, nobody likes filling out surveys, but we need you to do it. It won't take any more than 5 minutes, and besides helping out the show, you'll be entered for a chance to win a $100 iTunes gift card. We know some of you have already done surveys like this in the past, but we really need you to log in and fill this thing out as accurately as possible. Once we know more about you, we'll be able to help deliver the show and sponsors you dream about. Finding sponsors who are a good fit means that we get to give you deals and information on the brands that you care about while keeping the shows free to enjoy every week. If you don't care about helping us or making the show better, do it for a chance to win the free iTunes or Amazon gift card. So please, do us a solid and go to thevladcouchsurvey.com. Again, that's thevladcouchsurvey.com. Now, the 2015 Hopsin said, you tweeted this, I believe, Drake being the hottest rapper with a ghostwriter is not hip-hop.
Correct. I don't care what you say. I mean, I'm a fan of Drake. I'm a fan of the idea of Drake. So, no disrespect against Drake.
What do you mean by the idea of Drake? What does that mean?
Meaning that if he has a ghostwriter, he's an idea. He's not meaning that it's a perception created that he's not really writing the lyrics, and it's just like here, let's make this in the factory and put it out. Unless if he's writing the lyrics, if he's contributing in some way, then.
I mean, is Quincy Jones a musician?
I would say rapping is a little different because when you think of singing, I've ever since I was a little kid. I mean, I've always known that singers had writers come in.
Well,
and it's more about
Quincy
the
Jones
voice.
is a producer.
Oh,
but he doesn't. Yeah, well, Quincy Jones is a producer, but he didn't really play instruments himself. I think he knows how to play certain instruments, but when he would put his shit together, he would just get the best musicians he could find, and that's how he made Thriller. He didn't sit there and program the drums and play the guitars and stuff like that.
No, I understand. It's all about, if you ask any kid, any 15-year-old kid who's interested in rap, I guarantee that they're trying to write rhymes. They're not under the impression like if they like an artist like me or whatever other artist, they're not going, I gotta find somebody to write these lyrics for me. That's not the first thought that pops into their head, because it's painted as these rappers are doing it themselves. That's what you want people to think. When you think of Eminem, you never thought of somebody writing his lyrics. It's put off that they write this, then they write these words on and record them, and then people hear their story because it's their story, and then they end up getting a record deal. So the idea of a ghostwriter being a rapper, I can understand for a chorus because that's the least lyrical part of a song that is just meant to be catchy, and that's understandable. But for the verses, and especially if you're rapping about your life, and someone else is writing your story, I don't care. There's no way to justify it. There's no way. So even if, you can mention Quincy Jones, whoever, you can get any MC. I don't care if you bring any rapper in here who's a real lyricist, they will agree with me.
Right. Well, I mean, for example, I just found out recently because I interviewed Royce the 5'9". He told me that he wrote The Message.
I wrote The Message with Mary J. Blige.
Ah, you wrote Dre's verse on The Message.
I wrote yep. I wrote both verses. 19 years old.
Which was like a really heartfelt, it was a song about Dre losing his brother.
Yeah.
And this whole thing was written by a ghostwriter. People aren't putting Dre in their top rappers of all time list, but people respect Dre as a rapper.
They respect Dre as just an overall package, but I think he's just a great producer. I've always known that.
You don't think he's a great rapper? You don't look forward to a Dre verse when?
Sometimes when I hear a Dre verse, I love Dr. Dre, and he's one of my favorite. I've never met him, but favorite people, the top 3 for sure that I want to meet.
Especially growing up in LA, if you think about how much stuff came from the Dre family tree.
Yeah, no,
damn near all of LA hip hop.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of came from Dre, with a few exceptions here and there.
Yeah. So I have a lot of respect for Dre and what he's done for music, and I know he has the, from my knowledge, he has the ear and to spot talent and blow them up, and that's very valuable. And he's contributed so much to hip hop where not many people can have that Dr. Dre spot. So if he has whoever write a verse, Royce the 5'9", Eminem, or whoever, like me personally, I don't approve of ghostwriting, whether for myself or anybody, but I just have too much respect for Dr. Dre, so I can't even say anything bad about it because it's just Dre. If Dre never existed, a lot of me wouldn't exist, you know what I'm saying? And just off of the things that he's contributed to hip hop, so
you're not feeling Drake anymore as a lyricist after hearing about the ghostwriting rumors?
I'm very aware that I'm sure Drake, I know he can write. When I hear some songs where I'm like, okay, I'm 100% confident that he's dope. I'm sure he came from the MC world, same as me and every other rapper who started out rapping back in the day. So I can hear it in a lot of his older songs. I'm just saying if the whole what's his name, Quentin Miller, is that the guy who's supposedly ghostwriting? I mean, it's just, but a lot of his songs, you know, they're hit songs. Drake's songs are super hit songs. So if he has ghostwriters going in and doing that, I mean, I still, as a lyricist, I can't respect that no matter what, but I can still listen to the song. So Hotline Bling, I love the song. It's my ringtone on my phone. It's okay. So I love the song. So like I said, it's just, but I also don't know what it's like being that famous. So, I mean, I would never have anybody ever write a verse for me. I can admit I have somebody write a chorus for me. No one has ever written a chorus, but I would. But I would never have anybody write a verse for me. So, but I also don't know what it's like being so big. So if I was Dr. Dre, or if I was Drake, and I had so much going on where I have, you know.
So you mean to tell me that if someone brought you Hotline Bling and said, "Yo, listen, Hopsin, I got this song. I'm a rapper that no one's ever heard of. You got a name, you got a platform, which I don't." So I got this song, here's the verses, here's the chorus. You could change around here and there, whatever, you know, just give me my writing credit. Here you go. And it's Hotline Bling, and you're like, yo, this is a hit. This is a hit right here.
Now, if it was the same chorus where I can just go put my verses on it.
Nah, the verses are done.
No, and if I can't change anything but a word or two, no, I'm not doing it. Sorry. I'll tell him to put it out or give it to one of your friends or I'll help you.
Because that's what happens. Like, you know, I mean, when you talk about the Quentin Miller situation, Quentin Miller has put out his own stuff, and people like think it's okay, but people ain't fucking with it. Like they fuck with some Dre shit. So at the end of the day, some people just play their position. Like, okay, like yo, you know. I mean, and like you said, this is what happens in the R&B, you know, singing world all the time. Hey, you know, I could write killer ass songs, but I'm a 400 pound girl that no one wants to see in a bikini. So I'm gonna give this song to a girl that people do want to see. You know what I mean?
And I can understand that.
We can all make some money. We good.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, then you have to ask yourself, what is the, you know, objective? Is it just to make money and not really be about the art in itself? Like
you are about the art. You've contributed. You've written something. You've written a piece of art. Like, you know what I mean?
It's just, I mean, this is what it comes down to. I mean, there's 1,000 ways to break it down, the technical. In reality, whatever you know, when you think of any sports, any creative person, when you think of Mike Tyson, he's the guy in the ring doing the damage. He really does it. That's the guy. When you think of Mayweather, when you think of sports players, when you think of rappers, you want to.
Mike Tyson had specific trainers.
I understand, but there's nobody coming in for him doing the hits and then disappearing real quick and making it look like it was him. So, but what I'm saying, like,
right, but that's a sport. It's not art.
No, and then, you know, even with the painter, if a painter says I made this, but then you're the first thing you're thinking is, wow, they sat there with the paintbrush and did this. Now, if they said, I brought some guy in who knew how to paint faces really well, and he did the face, and I got some girl to come in who does hands really well, they did the hands, but it was my idea.
Well, okay, but on that same sense, because I collect art myself, and what most people consider the greatest modern art painter of the last 100 years, in terms of impact on art, is Andy Warhol.
And
you've heard of Andy Warhol?
I've heard of him, but I don't know his work though. So what is
Andy Warhol? Let me just show you.
All right.
Like his famous piece. You know, one of his famous pieces is the, you know, for example, like the Maryland.
Okay, I've seen that. Yeah,
you've seen that, right?
Yeah.
Or the Campbell soup can. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, I've seen that as well.
Okay, so these are pieces. Being a non-art person, it's so big that even you know about it.
Yeah.
Andy Warhol never did his own stuff. He had a team of painters that he would supervise, and they would kind of turn the stuff out, and they would bring it to him, and he'd say, yeah, that one. And then, still to this day, he's considered one of the greatest painters.
Now, would you say that just because someone has become extremely successful off of what they do, that they are great, they deserve to be great in all areas? Like,
I believe that someone saying, that's the one right there, whether I did it with my hand or whether someone else did it and I'm the one that chose this one to pull the trigger on this, matters. Because in that same regard, you have to pick your own beats, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You're not making the beats.
I'm making the beats, but
All the
usually,
beats?
all the beats.
Okay, every beat you put out.
You never heard one Hopsin song that I didn't
Okay,
make.
so
the beat,
maybe that's not a great example, but most rappers out there do not make their own beats.
I understand,
right? And they're the ones who say, this is the beat that's going to work with my vocals, and this is a hit record, and I'm the one that's saying this. You know what I mean? Out of the 500 beats that I listened to today, this is the one. And that right there is part of the art.
I understand that. I still feel like there's just different. If someone's just pointing something out, so if someone is not doing the actual dirty work, I'm more of who is the producer of that. That's how I am, because I ask questions like, what can I learn from this person? So if someone goes, I didn't do it, I want to go to the guy who actually went inside of the song, created it, who played the strings, the piano, or who did the shading on the face of whatever art I'm looking at. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's how I am. So
because Eminem didn't do all his own beats.
No, I know he didn't do. I know he didn't.
He did some of them.
No, but I don't.
Some of his biggest songs were other people's beats.
No, a lot of his songs are other people. No, and I've always been aware of that. I never looked at Eminem. I know he produces, but I don't look at him as a producer first. I just look at him as a rapper, and he raps over other people's beats.
Exactly.
So, but I mean, if you ask about songs like "Cleaning Out My Closet," I'm willing to bet that he wrote the verses to that. So I don't.
Yeah, but he didn't do the beat.
No,
but he said my verses are going to work with this one particular beat.
Yes.
And you see what I'm saying? And
I don't. But I think that's different, because the beat becomes doper when you put your verse on it as
when you put the right verse on it.
Yeah, but Eminem knows what he's doing, so he understands how to choose beats, and he knows how to put a solid delivery onto a verse. So, but I still think that's different than if someone draws something or whatever. I'm still gonna say, if you didn't draw it, it was dope that you got the people to create that and you had the vision, but I want to know the person who put the pen to the paper.
Okay.
That's just me.
That's your thing.
Yeah.
Right, I feel you. So, a while back you put out the song "Hop Is Back," and you talked about Kanye on it.
Yeah.
You said that Yeezus. Well, you said you were looking forward to Yeezus, the album.
Yeah.
And you said it was whack. You broke the CD in 5 pieces, whatever.
Yeah.
Then you went on to say, you think you got now, you half-assed a little faggot bitch. Perhaps you suffered brain damage back when you had that accident.
Yeah.
Well, number one, did you listen to The Life of Pablo?
No, I have it on my computer. I haven't got a chance to listen to it yet, but
Okay.
I plan on listening to it soon.
So
Did you hear it?
I heard it.
Did you like it?
I liked it. I liked it better than Yeezus.
Is it different from Yeezus?
Oh
Completely?
yeah.
I gotta check it out.
Very. It has like how many features? Like 15 features or something like that.
Oh, okay.
It's like every song got like a bunch of people on it.
Yeah.
Like, hold on, I'll tell you who's on it.
I assume is the album like more rappy, like super hip hoppy, boom bop hip hop, or is it more like song?
More like
just the song breakdowns and all the whole. Kanye does his Kanye thing a lot.
Yeah. So, Chance the Rapper, The Dream, Travis Scott, Kid Cudi, Designer, Rihanna, Young Thug, Ty Dolla $ign, Post Malone, The Weeknd, Frank Ocean.
A lot of big names.
Without the stops. Metro Boomin did one of the beats. Yeah, a lot of people on it.
Okay.
Well, number one, why didn't you like Yeezus?
I just heard it and wasn't feeling it. I like a couple songs from it, but yeah.
Are you a Kanye fan in general?
Yeah.
Okay. The line about suffering brain damage.
That's just is just stupid trolling rap. That's what that is.
Trolling rap.
Just
calling him a little faggot bitch.
Yes. This, like I said, this was at a different stage in my life.
Right. On the same song, you called Kendrick Lamar a fucking midget.
Did I call him? Did I word it as fucking midget? But yeah, I did say that. Something around that.
Hold on.
What'd I say?
Hopsin.
Oh yeah, I did say that. Okay, I did say the guy's a fucking midget. His high as shit. Okay, I said that. I remember the lyrics. Yeah.
Let me just pull it up here.
I said no. I can say the whole. I know the whole.
Okay,
all the lyrics.
you remember? Yeah.
Yeah. I remember.
Yeah.
I remember everything.
He's
I
like
said,
4'3".
the
This guy's
like
a,
4'3".
a fucking midget.
The guy is still
His high is
short,
really
to,
short
me.
to me.
Yeah.
You Kendrick fan?
Yeah, I'm a Kendrick fan.
Why the midget line?
It was just like I said, that whole song was almost just like a trolling song, just to take jabs at people, because I knew how to keep my buzz alive. I was a professional at keeping my buzz alive with controversy. I mean, I still am, and I've found out a way to do it, even if those people that I mentioned don't even want to acknowledge it, that I will still make everyone else acknowledge it. So it was just that, and that was around all the stuff that I was talking about, that it was extremely relevant during the time. So I just felt the need to throw it in that song. Yeah, I mean, it's nothing personal. I don't know these guys. I mean, I have the same. I'm entitled to my own opinion, just like you are, everybody else is, and 1,000 people have 1,000 things to say about everybody that they don't know. When we watch TV, when we see artists winning awards or hear them on the radio, we might say, "Oh, this guy's fucking whack. Oh, too much auto-tune. Oh, this or that," and I'm just that on a song.
Sure.
And yeah, if I knew the guys, I wouldn't have said that.
Really?
I still don't know them.
I've interviewed Kanye before, back in the day, and I know. I met up with Kendrick a few times. We've had conversations. I can tell you, and this is my personal opinion. I've said this before. People, disagree with me. I think that Kendrick's last album was cool, but I think that J. Cole got robbed at the Grammys.
Yeah.
The fact that To Pimp a Butterfly got like 5 Grammys and J. Cole got none.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, J. Cole had a great album.
And we talk about, if we talk about what we just talked about, of this is someone who had like no features and I think produced the whole album himself.
Yeah.
Whereas like Kendrick had an army of people like, working on this thing. But the fact that J. Cole got no Grammys for what I thought was the best hip hop album of that year, I thought was ridiculous.
Yeah.
That was highway robbery.
I didn't see the Grammys, but I'm a big fan of J. Cole, so I'm not sure what went down at the Grammys, but yeah, that sucks that he didn't get it. I mean, I think his album's really dope. I got it on my phone, so.
Yeah. I personally think that J. Cole's album is better than To Pimp a Butterfly.
Which one? What was the title of J. Cole's last album? It was
It was his address.
Oh yeah. Oh, was it Forest something?
Yeah, Forest Hills Drive.
Okay. Yeah.
2014 Forest Hills Drive.
Okay, and then To Pimp Butterflies 2000. Did that come out 2015?
Well, with the Grammys, it's not cut off from January to December.
Yeah.
It's like a time, and I think like
okay.
J. Cole came out like in December the year before. And I think To Pimp a Butterfly came out like 7 months later or something.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying, that they're both up.
I see. Yeah. Who knows why J. Cole didn't get it? I mean, it could be just politics, people behind the scenes. You just never know.
Yeah, man. It's too bad. Great album.
Yeah,
But,
definitely.
he just opened up for President Obama, so.
Wait, who did?
J. Cole.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
He opened up for it? What?
There was a Democratic National Convention fundraiser at South by Southwest.
Yeah.
And it was hosted by Will.i.am, and the performer was J. Cole.
Oh, okay.
So he opened up for Obama.
Oh, that's dope. Yeah. Hip hop is becoming crazy, big.
Yeah, and Obama actually said he was a big J. Cole fan.
Oh, really?
During the talk.
That's
after
dope.
That. Yeah, I had some people there.
That's really dope. That's dope. That's doper than a Grammy.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. So what's next for you?
I'm honestly, I started a new company called Undercover Prodigy, a new record company, and I'm just kind of, it's no secret that I've clearly a lot of the shit that you brought up, said a lot of shit, done a lot of shit, had people perceive me in a certain way, and I've been in a box. I've been in a box. I just want to step out of that box. So it's not necessarily me wanting to go suck up to people going, hey, I'm sorry for doing this. I'm sorry I ever did that. It's just, I just want the world to see more of me, of who I truly am, and the artist that I am, and my potential, and and they can react off of it however they want to react off of it. But just planting small seeds, just taking it one step at a time. So this year I don't really want to release an album. 2017 I plan on releasing an album, but I just want to do a bunch of singles, drop a single and a music video every month, and some of them might have collabs on it. Just kind of just show the world an expanded Hopsin, and not just so like and it's weird now because I mean even the stuff, just you bringing up the stuff from 2013, it feels long ago, but I know it wasn't really that long ago because I was still just like 27, 28, whatever.
Right. And it's the internet, so it's gonna live on forever.
No, it's gonna yeah, exactly. But and in the music industry, I feel like you age faster as far as just mentally, like because when you're traveling the world so much and you see everything, I feel like that shit was like 6 or 7 years ago, and I'm like, damn. So even me just hearing, I'm like, dude, I was definitely a wild one. I was wild. This is me looking at me, going damn, and I don't regret anything I said because it helped get me to where I am now. Like I said, I'm very successful. I'm comfortable. I can live where I'm at right now, and I understand my lane and how to keep it moving. But I want to expand, and now I'm just thinking like a businessman instead of just a wild, ignorant internet rapper. So
that's what it is.
Yeah, so I just I want to expand my brand and move on to new things, and I'm and a lot of relationships are very important. I have to learn how to keep those relationships alive, and not push people away from me by having this certain energy that I've had in the past. So if we're gonna see what happens. I'm just gonna plant these seeds and show the world a new side of me, and and I'm not necessarily changing. I'm still gonna be the same guy. It's weird because I battle with this is one of my biggest issues. I battle with keeping it 100, like super real, and because I'm so real, where when you bring up these rappers, there's the me at home, because if someone, I don't know how you feel about me or how you feel about any other rapper, but when you're at home, or if your wife asks you something like, so how you really feel? You'll probably tell your wife how you really feel about anybody, like
right.
because it's your wife. What the hell? Like nothing. There's no consequences in that. So if you say you like somebody, like I hate that motherfucker, I can't stand him. Look at his teeth. Look at his face. Look at this. You can say whatever, and your wife's gonna be like, whatever, cool with it. Same with that. That's just how life is. But when you have a business, when you're marketing something, when you're doing interviews, and it's like, when you get asked questions, some people love the fact that I'm so real. Some people are like, this dude's going too far. And I'm like, damn, this shit is like, I hate filters. I hate filters.
Well, remember Kanye had that line, he said, I'm on TV talking like.
Talking like it's just you and me. Yeah.
No, exactly. I'm on TV talking like it's just you and me.
And there's good in that, because some people look at Kanye and go, I love this guy because I personally love watching his rants, and because he does deliver it just how he would do it if he was at home with
there's no filter with him.
Yeah.
There's no inside voice.
And then it's because the outside matrix world, they want that filter. So if they ask your opinion, how do you feel about this? They want I respect him as a respectful artist, and I think this and that. And it's like, But I understand, as a businessman, I understand. And I personally, if it could be my way, I wouldn't give a fuck if anybody said anything about anybody. They could literally say, I fuck with Hopsin, but the dude just crazy. I can't be around a nigga because the nigga's just fucking a weirdo. Like, I feel like just punching niggas sometimes if he say, but I can still be cool, and I'll be like, I get it. I know, I do that. I'm not gonna deny it, but I hate, because when I watch interviews of other artists, I see them having filters. So I'm like, they're just giving the minimum. Like, so how you feel about this? It's crazy. It's a lot of fun on the journey, and I'm like, ugh. And then when I put myself in these situations, and I'm just like, it's good for your interviews if I'm in here going crazy, it's good because you're getting the juice. You're getting all the, it's juicy. But
well, it is what it is at the end of the day, because here's the thing. Like me and Lord Jamar, who you had your issues in the past with, have had this conversation before, and what he said kind of made a lot of sense to me. Was a lot of people will not give their opinion about someone because they think at some point in the future that person may want to reach out to me and
Yeah.
help me out in some way, when the reality is this person don't give a fuck about you now or ever in the future. And you sitting there censoring yourself for no good reason. As opposed to saying, yeah, I don't like Kanye. Kanye whack. Fuck Kanye. I don't give a fuck. He ain't gonna work with me anyways. I'm never gonna see him. If I do see him, it's whatever. Like, you know,
and
it's one of those things where it's like you sitting there almost helping someone out who not really helping you back.
Yeah.
You know?
But then there's also, you know, like there's a lot of people that I don't know that I'm pretty sure I will know in the future. And you know,
have you ever burned any bridges with someone? Have you ever said something about someone and then found out that, you know, they were gonna fuck with you or something of that sort? You know,
I mean, not really, but but at the same time, I've never wanted to be in a space where I've given somebody the power of ever doing that to me, making me feel that way. So, so if we have this interview a year from now and you ask me that question, I might have a different answer for you. Going, well, yeah, because you know this person, they found out when I said this back in 2010, 11, whatever. They don't. But I'm not trying to. You know, I agree with what you're saying. You know, you're trying to. Why are you trying to like please somebody who doesn't give a fuck about you? Where right now they're not thinking of you at all and they have no plans to. I understand that, but you know the future is still a real thing, and you know, and if I know some things are going to connect, or I plan on connecting with people who are connected with people, and you know, there's just certain things you can still be real without being destructive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you can say you don't like somebody, or without saying fuck them, fuck that bitch, whatever. You can do things in that way. So.
Yeah, but a lot of people, you could politely say it and they'll still take it as the same way as you said fuck them.
Yeah, I mean, but not everybody. I mean, there's respectable ways. I mean, there's people who I've heard people who said they didn't like my music. They didn't like, you know, the way I just whatever it is about me that they don't like, and I'm cool with them, and I respect that they said that, and it's things that, you know, that don't necessarily rub me the right way, but they didn't word it in a way where it's like, fuck Hopsin, he's a bitch ass nigga. If I see him, I'm gonna knock his ass out. It wasn't no shit like that. Some people just might think, hey, I don't fuck with his music. His music's just kind of weird. He's on some weird shit. I don't fuck with that type of shit. And
I like trap shit.
Whatever it is. And I can understand it, but it doesn't mean I can't be cool with him. But if if they word it in a certain way where, you know, it's like, okay, you didn't just diss my music. You diss me, and you said fighting words.
I just find with people, like, for example, like people approach me all the time to post up their shit or give them an interview or whatever.
Yeah.
And when I try to explain to them why I can't do it, I might as well tell them to go fuck themselves, because that's the same kind of, you know, I mean, defensive kind of, like, you know, then they'll start attacking my platform. When they're just asking for my, like, you know, you want to be on my platform 5 minutes ago, but I explained to you that, and you know, you need a viral, you know, you at least need a viral video for me to consider interviewing you. It's like, oh, look at these whack motherfuckers ain't viral. Oh, you gonna tell me every person on here, fuck your website. Y'all ain't shit. It's like, and
I can understand. And then from me being an artist, I can, if someone said I want to get an interview by you, I would say, if they had that energy, I'd be like, bro, you don't have a buzz. What is your interest point? Like, who's going to be interested in even watching it? So, but I understand that because I'm in the music industry and I know how it is, and you understand that. But they wouldn't. But that's on them though. Now, I mean, I wouldn't. You know, one day they might blow up big, but I don't think you. I mean, you said you might as well just say go fuck yourself. But I mean, I wouldn't recommend that, because who knows what they're gonna be one day, and then.
Right.
And then they could, I mean, one of those guys could have turned out to be Drake. And then.
You know something? And I'm not going to say who it is, but I had a rapper who was approaching me for a bunch of years, and I always turned him down. And then at one point he started to gain a buzz. And when I reached out, he was like, well, you didn't want to fuck with me back then. And it's like, you're right. You didn't have the buzz back then.
Yeah.
I'm down to fuck with you now, but if you still feel some type of way about it, then it's all good then.
Yeah.
You know, we ain't got to do it.
Yeah.
I have no shortage of people who want to do interviews. So.
Yeah, no, I understand. But yeah, I think, and I can understand that, but there's a difference between throwing hateful words out there. If you had to say, fuck you, your shit's garbage, you're not even worth my time. Yeah, no, and then, so I can see, like, because if that happened to me back in the day, and then, you know, a few years later you wanted to interview me, I would understand. I'd be like, you didn't call me a piece of shit. You didn't say get out of my face, you fucking ugly little Panorama City piece of shit. Then I'd be cool with it.
Yep.
But yeah, and if an artist can't understand that, you know, that's on them. That's a flaw in that.
And on the flip side, I've had people who we reached out for interviews that have turned us down, And then once we got bigger, then they want to do it.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, that's on me. It was on me to get to the point where it made sense for both parties to do it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I'm not gonna sit there, well, you don't want to interview with me back then when I was just starting out.
Yeah, yeah.
So fuck you too.
Yeah, yeah.
That's stupid, man. That ain't about business.
Yeah, yeah. I feel you.
All right, man. I think we good. Anything else you want to add?
Nah, that's it.
That's it. We got it all. All right, man. What do you think about the whole situation?
Man, my point of view, man, I really feel like they tried to paint a bad picture on my brother and tried to make him look like he was a hater. It was some envy, jealousy type shit, you know what I'm saying? And actuality, you know what I'm saying? Bro been having this shit, man. He been in the condo.
I got my hat on and I had my Coke bottles up under my hat. And I'm sitting at the dinner table like an asshole with the hat on, knowing she gonna tell me to take it off. And I'm just sitting there just gulping down, you know, in my zone. She said, take that goddamn hat off at the dinner table. I'm like, come on, Mom. Coke everywhere.